Yo, what's going on, people? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Saeed TV. We are back live. We are back live for the late vibes, man. It's crazy. I'm getting adjusted to the time zone right now. In LA would be what, 2 p.m. ish. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. So we're here back. Big up to the people in the building. Make sure you smash a like on the video straight away. And yeah, man, big up to the lads in the building. We got Mr. B. How are you, man? Enjoying summer sunshine in London? What are you saying?
Yeah, man, good, man. It was nice and hot today, boy. Finished work, good time. So yeah, man, it's blessed.
Yeah, man. All right, what's going on in the chat? Let me just welcome the guests, man. You lot, I swear down. What's going on? Big up Temmie in the building. Temmie, what are you saying?
What's good, people? What's good, Saeed? Hey, I hope you enjoyed LA. Everyone, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're trying to get Saeed to 100K. You feel me? So make sure to show some love. Make sure to show some love.
Yeah, big up to you, man. And also, we got a man like Brian, Elite Pundit, in the building. What are you saying, bro? Are you on mute? You're on mute, my brother.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. There's still a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm happy. I'm also kind of frustrated, but there's stuff to go over today for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And apparently there's something to go right now. We got some breaking news. We got a very, very talented player. Big up Omar Footy Fanatics in the building. What you saying, my broski? You good?
We spent a couple of days back in LA and that shit. It's Footy Fanatics.
Come on. We back, man. What you saying, bro?
Boys? What's going on, boys?
What's
Brian,
good, bro?
All good, bro.
Mr. B.
What's happening, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
I hope LA treated you right in it.
Yeah, LA was lit, man. LA was lit, but New York, we're coming back in September. You know, the ones there. So
September thing is a mad one still.
come on. But now, big up to Omar, big up to everyone who's locked in. But yeah, we got some news coming out from Fabrizio Romano. Chido Obi Martin to Man United. Here we go. Talented striker leaves Arsenal and is just accepted the Man United proposal. Pathway key for Chido, who's turned down higher bids from Germany to sign for Man United. Project convinced 2007 born talent to accept Manchester United. Bro,
It's giving me David Petrucci vibes. Remember David Petrucci when we signed him and it was kind of like a big deal? Remember that boy? Italian dude from Roma?
oh yeah. Back in the day. Yeah, I remember
Back
that.
in the day, Fergie era, David Petrucci or whatever, Petrucci. And
yeah, man.
Academy kids, man, I really don't. Sounds nice, cool on paper, nice little tweet over here that's cute and whatnot. But when it comes to reality, it's like, all right, we need a little fact check now. It's not like this kid's going to start next season. Probably could if he's really that good, man. Shout out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm hearing big things about this guy. You know what I'm saying? I've not watched him like full enough games, but bro, the fact that we're getting these talents to come to our side.
Now, one thing I'm gonna say, the fact that Project Convinced, I've seen that a couple times. Project
Yes.
Convinced, yes. I don't know what's this project, but I guess it is convincing.
Nah, 100%, bro. You know what I mean? Like he's I think he's what, 16, 17. He's scoring a lot of goals for Arsenal. You know what I mean? They couldn't convince him to stay. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, bro, he's tall, he's quick, like these kind of signings United need to be making, man. And listen, it's what, free, not paid any money. Obviously, we'll pay some sort of fee for.
I heard we offered him
signing on fee, but bro, like Brian, I can't lie. This is good, man. This is exciting for United, man.
It's always good when you can get a rival talent from a rival team like Arsenal. I haven't watched him that much. Obviously, he's 16 years old, so that would mean watching under 18 football, and that's not something I do very often. But a lot of people say he's really good, and from the videos that I'd watched, they were comparing his numbers to Mason Greenwood, and the numbers were very comparable, if not better. So if he's down that level of talent at 16, the hope is that he develops and maybe kind of heals his spot, because we lost Greenwood because of what happened. We're not going to get into it. So if we're bringing in this young kid to kind of go in that path and develop into that young striker that we should have gotten with Greenwood, I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
Yeah. Nah, this is crazy, man. Like I said, Arsenal didn't offer him the money. You know what I'm saying? To you snooze, you lose. And I'm just glad that Man United now, obviously you got Christian Vivel, they've got people around him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't see like the Glazers doing this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Because at the minute right now, it wouldn't make sense to them to go and get this player or whoever. Or I just, you know what I mean? This would have been a Chelsea or Liverpool. The fact that Man United are going in for him, like they're not messing around now. Their successful rate right now is strong, man. Them when they're keeping like when they want something, they're getting it right now. You know what I'm saying? Like let's be totally honest, man. So, boy, and then
and the youth players coming through right now are really good. Like, always be fair to Manchester United. Obviously, we still need to see them developing players like Wheatley, players like Collier. It looks really good, especially in this preseason. Obviously, we still need to see him do it in a Premier League setting. Obviously, Menu, Garnacho is someone we got from Atletico Madrid. So there's a lot of players that we're bringing through, and I think one thing that you can give credit to Ten Hag to is that he has been pretty good at managing these players coming through. I think they have a lot of confidence in him, and he's very good with younger players from what we've seen. So maybe that's part of the thing that a lot of these young players are looking at, is like looking at his record at Ajax, looking at his record at Manchester United so far, and they're like, you know what? I'm going to go play on Ten Hag. And, every young player he's coached at Ajax, anytime he comes through the door and says, hey, I want you at Manchester United, they automatically say, I don't want to go anywhere else. So he does have a good relationship with his young players. Except De Jong, is what it is. But outside of that, Ligt, Mazraoui, all these players, they want to come over. So that's a good thing. De Jong, I think he made a mistake. I mean, look at the state of Barcelona. They're not exactly going anywhere. They can't sign players. So in my opinion, he made a mistake. But we move. We have Kobe Menu.
Yeah, I mean, that helps another. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to that.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm the fact that, again, like I said to you, exciting project, man. That's the key thing for me. I'm looking there. Exciting project, and also pathway to the first team. You can tell maybe Ineos have spoke to him and said, listen, youth players are part of this project and you will get your pathway to the first team. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's easier said than done or whatnot, but it must have been very, very convincing because, like I said, Arsenal has been there since he was a kid. Was he there since he was a kid? Or did they buy him a couple of years ago? I don't know the situation with him, but you know what I mean? The fact that he didn't want to stay at Arsenal, the fact that they rejected higher bids as well from Germany, and he chose Man United, bro. Like, I can't lie to you, man. I think for me, it's all positive signs, man. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, we didn't lower him by money; it was by project. You feel me? And that's key, man. That's
we
key.
it wasn't a money thing, yeah.
No, it was definitely a money thing, though. You getting 50? He got. I suppose he's getting 15 bands a week.
Who said that?
Yeah, that's not a lot. That's not crazy.
Bro,
that's not the reporting though.
Yeah,
Sky Sports.
Has anyone reported that?
Sky Sports, even what's his name, Fabrizio, is saying that it's not a money thing. That he got bigger offers from Germany. So I don't think that's his motivation. I think he sees an opportunity here where he can break through at the Premier League side that has been promoting young players. Listen, if you're seeing people like Kobe Menu come through, play for England in one season, do you think young players are not looking at that, looking at Manchester United and like, hey, I could do that. I could do that. I'm talented enough to do that. At a team right now, Manchester United, that have new ownership, that have a new direction, building a new stadium. They're doing all these things. It's exciting for a young player to look at him like, listen, instead of going all the way to Germany, which, to be honest, it doesn't always work out, I'm going to stay in England. I'm going to play for Manchester United and come through the academy. So I don't think that's his motivation. I've seen it a lot today with Arsenal fans trying to push the whole money thing. People forget that Manchester United are a huge club, and we have historically a really great academy production line. So it's not that big of a deal. He came to us, and we are going to lose some academy players one day, but for the most part, we are bringing them through. So I don't think Arsenal fans should be too salty about that. It's just what it is.
They're gonna be salty. And that's what makes this.
Man.
That's what makes this team even sweeter.
Because if they thought, okay, you got to pay and and now they're salty here, man. Do you know what I mean? And also, it was Chido who's turned down higher bids from Germany, so he's actually turned down, you know what I mean, potentially higher contracts to come to Man United. So end of the day, if it was about money, he'd go to Germany, but he didn't. He came to Man United. And that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's not my fault your youngsters want to leave. You know what I mean? I think this is now the 4th youngster they've left Arsenal now. I think this summer or in a couple of summers now. Like, they're losing a lot of players, you know, a lot of youngsters. Because there's no pathway. You know what I mean? Arteta don't want to play the youth. Yeah, Ifan Nwaneri is an exception, but he might not get game time in the next.
Will he play though? Will he play though?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't. There are certain managers that have the confidence to do that because they are willing to take the hit that this player might make mistakes. Certain managers don't do that. Jose Mourinho is one of them where he's like, this young player is going to upset my plan because he's very rigid in the way he sets up. He's not going to play him. People, I've heard Arsenal fans talk about Wan-Bissaka a lot. And listen, I don't think he's going to play that much this season. It's just not. I'm sorry. But Arteta has proven to be a manager that doesn't trust young players like that. So there's no pathway at Arsenal. They're going to lose more young players. It's just what it is. Hopefully they win stuff. That's the sacrifice they want to make. So you can 100%. Do both, but they don't want to do it.
Yeah, Toby Collier. And also Man United, there's always one academy player that breaks into the first team every year, man.
Yeah.
You know, last year was Kobe Mainu. The year before that was Garnacho. The year before that was it Zidane Iqbal or someone, or who else? You know what I mean? The year before that.
Hannibal.
Hey?
Hannibal and them, man.
Hannibal. You know, there's so many players, man. Greenwood before that. You know, there's always, every year, there's a player that breaks into the first team. And this year, it's going to be Collier, maybe Wheatley. You know what I mean? So
Amas.
Amas and Collier, I think, are the two this season. They're going to come
through. I saw a little bit of glimpses of Wheatley last season, so you could tell during this preseason that this kid is going to be Xerxes. That's going to be my rotation: Xerxes, Højlund, and Wheatley, because you could tell that's like, you know, that's the route he's going.
Yeah.
If I'll be honest, I think Wheatley this preseason, he should have done a little bit more so far. Maybe in the next few games he might look better, but I've not been as impressed as what I saw him last season. And you get him this with young players, it happens. Where, you know, they dip and they go up, they dip and they go up. So he still has a lot to learn. But I think
with, Joe Hugo?
No, I think Hugo's already gone on loan. I think he's already left. So I think Wheatley might go on loan, if I'm being honest. I think the two strikers that the two players that will come through this season are Amas and Collier. Collier looks fantastic. His physicality, like, he's played such a huge role in football today that people seem to not understand. I think, how old is he? He's 18 or no? He's a little bit older. I think he's like 20.
He's 20. He's 21.
2021. So his physicality right now looks really good. He doesn't look out of place. Like the young players, you see it sometimes where they look out of place because they can't quite compete with the physicality. But he looks really good. And I think he'll play, if McTominay leaves, which I think he will, I think he'll play that role of coming into the team.
We'll see about that. I'm not too sure about that one.
I think McTominay is going to go, man. I think he is, because
McTominay, because, you know, Fulham are trying to put in a second bid here, but they're not serious in the bid. Galatasaray put in a bid as well. Like, what is the latest on McTominay? Like,
I mean, Fulham just spent 34 million on Smith Rowe, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
True.
Do you think they're going to spend 25 million on McTominay? Like,
I think it'll be 20. I think it'll be 20 plus 5. I think it'll be 20 plus 5 add-ons.
I think he
I
should
don't-
cost more than Smith
I
Rowe.
don't know. I think United want
He
closer to
costs more
30.
than Smith Rowe for sure.
The
though.
thing is, I get Smith Rowe's a better player, but who's been available as well?
That's
You
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
Like,
He even
exactly.
touched the ball last season. My man was out here outscoring every player.
The
on
offers,
the
all the offers they're getting are under 20 million right now. They're not going to sell him for less than 25.
I
I
think
really don't think so.
I think if we get guaranteed 20 million plus 5 or plus 6 plus 7, I think we sell him. Because ultimately, what his contract is running down, we're not going to want to renew. What would be the point of haggling over a few million? Like, that's
No,
a
you're
wider frustration for me this summer. It's like, guys, why are we haggling over a few million here and there? If a few million
I
here and
understand
there,
it.
Bro,
I
we're
understand it.
broke.
I understand
no,
it.
we're not
Please
that
make
broke.
pounds.
No,
We're
I
not
think
that broke.
no, I
We're
think
not
they're
that
in a
broke.
place where, and I agree with this. I think they're in a place where they have to show that they're not going to get bullied in deals anymore. So that if it means doing a little bit more haggling or whatever the case may be, that's what it is. But I think the ultimate test this summer is don't get punked in a deal. Like that, I think that's what, and it might be we haggle a little bit more, but we're doing multiple things at once, clearly.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the whole thing here. Like it may be taking more time than we'd like, but we've made, 2 signings plus a young player who's, for the future. We're definitely going to make at least 2 more signings, right? So
definitely to man, bro.
at
Guys,
least 2 more signings. So
the quality difference when certain man come off.
I think we just need to be patient. Like we need to be patient. Our whole goal should be obviously make good deals, but just don't get bullied in the market. No overreactions to somebody setting a price. All of that. No.
The Temi is. I think the reason why they're taking their time now is because these players are not going to be able to make it into preseason. The players are already at preseason. Wan-Bissaka, that deal, I don't see it materializing until maybe he comes back from preseason. Which when is that? When is that last game?
I think I saw something where the West Ham like ITKs or their own kind of people or sources were saying that they had left someone in the United States to deal with Man United in regards to Wan-Bissaka. So I guess we'll see. I don't think that deal is going to drag a lot longer because even today they were saying that they kind of like we're coming closer to an agreement. So let's see. I don't think that one is going to drag us long. I'm more worried about the Ligt and why that deal isn't progressing right now. It seems to just be stuck. Are we just waiting? We're looking at Bayern Munich in the eyes. I'm like, okay, you guys want to sign Tar, you don't want to spend any money, and you don't want to drop your price for the Ligt, so we're just gonna wait. So I'm hoping we don't do it to our own detriment because we don't have center backs. We literally do not have center backs. So it gets to a point where you just push. Like, listen, delete for £42 million is not ridiculous.
They've got no money. I keep you said you're saying about holding up deals, bro. If the deals could be all you're hearing is have to sell to buy, have to sell to buy, have to sell to buy. What does that say to you?
It says to me that the club is using that to buy themselves time. That's what it looks like to me. They're using it to buy themselves time.
I don't even see it that way. I think I see it as there's multiple jobs that have to be done in a very short period of time. One, I think Sir Jim and those guys, they need to balance the books, right? We have a bunch of players who are on astronomical wages who don't deserve to be on astronomical wages. Yep. They want to get rid of that before they invest big money into players, right? They want to shed that. They have the money. Like there's money there. This isn't like we don't have a money thing. They're just being patient. Like this is not we're going to fix everything this window. You feel me? They have to balance the books while trying to improve the squad at the same time. You feel me? So that's the whole, they're just being patient, right? And we're impatient as fans. We want things to happen right now. You feel me?
I think people,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're obviously they're going to sell players before they make these investments. I think that's just logical as they're balancing the books, as they're shedding bad contracts. That's just how this works. Like I think good clubs do things like that. You don't invest 70 million on a young player, put him on 170, 180K a week while you have a few bad contracts already looming. Like you got to be smarter than that. And that's the stuff we've been doing that's been putting us in the situation that we're in currently. You feel me? So I think if we're just a little bit more patient, I think we'll get to where we want to go. You feel me? We just gotta be patient. We're gonna make the signings. Will it get done all before the season starts? I doubt it. But that's okay. That's okay. Like we move. Like we're gonna make signings, okay? But we have to shed some of these bad contracts too.
Big up Big Benz, every time to make United Ajax 2018. Big up Saeed. Big up Big Benz, man. Big up to you. Brian, you are talking at Everton Glass to play with youngsters. What about Ahmad last season and the academy players left previous season? And the new centre back's injured. Ligt maybe stays. Yeah, I heard about this, you know. The Japanese defender, is he injured?
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with the Ligt. That's already been played down.
It's whether Jonathan Tah leaves by Leverkusen. That deal then hinges on that one. There's a lot of kind of domino effect. There's Wan-Bissaka goes, we get Mazraoui.
Yep.
We get Jonathan Tah goes, we go and get Ligt. You know what I'm saying? It literally, that's what it is, man. You know what I mean? Let's be honest, man. So that's where we're at right now. I think the thing is, though, I think it's also, you have to understand that it is 2 weeks left of the season. And my concern at the start of the window was getting players out the door. For me, yeah, we wanted players in, but my thing was, we need to get rid of players, man. Lindelof needs to go. McTominay needs to go. Listen, Casemiro, we're hearing he's staying now. If he's going to go, that's the third person there.
Maguire needs to dip.
I don't think Maguire is going to go.
He's not going to go, but he should.
He should.
He's not going to go, but he should.
Anthony is one that I'm looking at. Maybe
he's going to stay.
Go.
He's going to stay.
Eriksen, I would ship off Eriksen. I can't lie to you guys.
He's also going to stay.
Yeah.
He should go.
Who else is out there?
Because if we could get like a nice 5 mil for Eriksen, come up
7.
I think Wan-Bissaka will go. I think Lindelof will go. I think McTominay will go. Eriksen is on his last year of his contract, Manchester United, on decent money. I don't think he's going to leave. Same thing issue with Casemiro. He's on decent, big money, not even decent, huge money. Huge money, life-changing money. Why is he going to go anywhere? Who else? Maguire is not going to go. He's on his last year of his contract. Again, another one that wants to get those fat wages before leaving. So I don't think he's going to go as well. I think it's easier to shift McTominay because he's on 60K a week. Or less, or a little bit around that amount. So that's where these huge wages we've been paying for the last 3, 4, 5 years have killed us. It just made things really hard to kind of move players on. So those players that are really like on 200K plus, really hard to move them. I don't see who's gonna buy them. So that's the issue we have right now. Man, it's frustrating, but we like Demi said, we have to be a little bit patient. Everything is not going to be solved this window.
Yeah.
But as long as we get, from me, Lindelof, McTominay, and Wan-Bissaka out for a start of the window, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Next summer we can get the rest of gone.
There's going to be more outgoings for sure. It's just gonna take some time. I think it's going to take a little more time than we'd like. Right? We've made 2 signings. One of which is hurt, one of which is just coming back into preseason, trying to get fit. So obviously I think before the next Saturday, I bet we would have made a signing or 2.
Yeah.
That would be my guess.
No, we need that. We need Ugarte, man. We need someone in midfield. I cannot watch Casemiro starting for another season. I'm sorry. I cannot. I love the guy, especially for what he did in the first season. But listen, if we're going to keep him as a bench player to come on sometimes, maybe he ends up playing 10 Premier League games a season. That's fine. But the bulk of it needs to be played by someone else. So
yeah, we need midfielders.
We need
midfielders badly.
Bro, listen, I don't know what's going on with this Ugarte situation, man, because I feel like PSG are messing around with us, man. Them man are just taking this.
I think we should move on. I really think we should move on.
Shout out, bro. I don't know who that is, but big my boy up, man.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, man.
Big up Abdi. Let me call him Abdi.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on now. Are they saying now loan with the obligation to buy? Like, is that the new?
That was the report.
Yeah, that was the. I think that's Fabrizio that said that, right? That they're open to loan. So I mean, I think we'll get Ugarte. It's probably gonna be a loan, hopefully. Some kind of condition. I don't think it's gonna be a full obligation. I think it'll be some kind of condition if he plays like 25 games or something like that. Then just to give United some, because if we do that, that would change it from I guess being on our financial books this year to next season. It would give us a little bit more leeway. So that might be the negotiations that's going on now. So we'll see.
That's a
We'll see
better
what
that's a
happens.
better deal in my opinion. I think that's a way
So-
better deal than a straight up buy. You get a year to see. I mean, obviously you get the obligation to buy, but I think that's a way better deal than just.
I think that's what Tottenham did for Kulusevski. It wasn't a straight up obligation to buy; it was conditional. So
Yeah. Why trade Sancho to PSG in exchange for Ugarte plus money? Listen, I don't know. At the start, I was leaning towards Ugarte, but now I'm looking at sort of Rabiot. But then again,
no, Saeed.
sorry,
no.
not Rabiot. I mean Zubimendi.
Oh Jesus! I was scared for a minute.
Yeah, no, sorry.
What's wrong with Rabiot?
No, God, no.
It's not bad unless we're getting another midfielder.
What's wrong with what? I don't understand the Adrian Rabiot dislike.
It's for what he represents.
Either, but
Yeah.
to be honest,
Everything people don't like about him is off the pitch. Like, let's talk about him as a footballer. Everyone's like, "Oh, his mom's annoying." Okay, I get that. Let's talk about the football. He's a very good football player. Like people like what are we talking about here? This man
he definitely
has
better
played in
than Ericsson.
what? Of course, he's played in title winning
Ericsson, I tell you
title winning sides in multiple top leagues. Has been a consistent starter for the French national team, which is regarded as the best in the world as it currently stands for the past 4 or 5 years until this last Euros. Like, what are we talking about here?
He's
Like,
a solid player. He's a solid player.
What position you playing him in?
I mean, he's an 8-stroke deep line playmaker. He can play deep if you have someone next to him. He can play in a double pivot. We've seen it multiple times.
So he would be playing in Mainu's position.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Menu's position. Ball carrying midfielder.
Make him go somewhere else, man.
Listen,
Go somewhere else.
My issue with Rabiot is
you need two midfielders.
his age profile and the wages he's gonna ask for. He's 29, right? We're doing a rebuild. Why would you sign a 29-year-old? Like,
Okay, here's the thing. If the wages are too much, we just move on. Like,
that's what I think. That's what's happened. I think that's what's happened.
But to say, not to have not have the conversation or have the dialogue at minimum. Like this is a player we should be. He's a free agent. He's one of the better midfielders at his position. The type of player he is. At least have the conversation. And if they're asking for too many wages, we'll look elsewhere.
For me, he has to be on less than 100K. That's the only way I'd be like, okay. No, I'm being totally serious because if he becomes a flop, if he becomes deadwood, how are we gonna move him on? We're not gonna be able to move him on. So he's gonna be another player that's stuck in our team on big wages. I don't know. Saudi are not doing what I thought they would do this summer, man. So I don't know. I thought they were gonna free us of Casemiro, so I don't know if that's gonna be very realistic. Honestly, I don't hate Rabiot. I just don't want us to get stuck with another midfielder that we're gonna struggle to shift. Because he'll probably be here for 2-3 years. Then he'll be 33.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know.
I think for me, ultimately, it's about the balance in it and what United are trying to do right now. Like, if the philosophy is to say, you know what, we're gonna go and get Zubimendi, start to play out for the back. If you get him alongside Rabiot, that's not too bad of a deal there. Like I said to you, the Ugarte one for me is a lot of people are still split on him, man. A lot of people are still split on Ugarte.
They're asking for too much. They're asking for too much.
Right now, they're saying that
Brian, I'm so honestly, Brian, I'm very surprised about this and your take on Ugarte. Like, I don't think he's.
I wanted him before this season, just to be clear.
Okay.
I wanted him before he went to PSG. Before many people, in fact, back then people were hyped about him. Chelsea wanted him. Everybody was like, "Oh no, Chelsea are going to sign Ugarte. Why am Manchester United doing now?" All of a sudden, he's shit.
No, I'm not saying he's not. No.
I know, not you.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying
hear
in
it. I
general,
hear it.
the
I hear it.
perspective on Ugarte is ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, I think my point is like, can we not find people who have that level of aggression who are better on the ball and not 70 million euros? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that's the issue. Like, they're playing a game with the PSG are playing a game right now, and it's like this guy is to me last season was very telling for him, right? The manager would pick a team with a very diminutive small midfielder to play that number 6 role because he didn't trust this particular player in terms of build up. And what do we as Manchester United fans, what do we want? We want players who can play good under pressure. I'm not saying he's bad under pressure, but he's not this 6 who receives the ball in the half turn and does like he's a destroyer. But I think Amrabat's a destroyer who's better on the ball than him. I really do. Like why not just re-sign Amrabat?
Like if you look at his Ugarte is one of those players that are just never going to be appreciated as much on the ball because they don't do the really like fancy passes or as super progressive as some other players. But you're getting a very solid player that's going to cover the ground for you. I think he's better than Onana. I think that went to Aston Villa. I think he's a lot more better player than people give him credit for, but he's not going to get rated.
I don't know about that one.
Look, we'll see what happens. Because
they're different players, but
the players we look at Onana, right? They give him attributes he just doesn't have.
I agree with that.
They give him attributes he doesn't have. Then Ugarte, they take away from him attributes he actually does have. Like, if you look at his numbers, he's not constantly giving away the ball. Like, he completes most of his passes. Like, long passes, shorter passes, medium-sized passes. Like, he completes most of his passes. But then, sometimes players just don't fit. I just seen the comments now. People are talking about Matheus Nunes. That was a player that I liked before he went to Manchester City.
I know.
But he doesn't fit what Pep wants to do. And who Pep and what's his name? The PSG manager. They like certain players, you know, Enrique. So I'm not surprised Ugarte didn't work out. I had a feeling that was going to be the case when he went there. I was like, this is probably not going to work out for him because PSG, they dominate that league. They are a historical club in some aspects, but also they are artificial in others. So there's a connection. I think players like him thrive in. And I don't think he has that at PSG. And a lot of players that go to PSG suffer from that. Fabian Ruiz is another player that looks like way worse than he actually is at PSG. So I don't think it's fair to completely judge him at PSG. The player that I saw playing for Sporting was an all-action midfielder. That means he did everything on the pitch. So I think if we bring someone like that does everything, because Menu has weaknesses, Bruno has weaknesses, it would fit a lot more than bringing in an Onana for me that is like, this guy runs back very fast and can win the ball. And I'm like,
he just a dog, bro.
I'm not an
I was telling Steph, he busts a lace. When it comes
he's
to
an athlete.
He's bust the lace, just come in there, bam, bam. That's all he gonna do. Bam, wah. You get the ball, wah, slide tackle. Cool. I'm gonna be a little afraid of the red cards, but he's just definition of bust. But he also got a couple good touches. He also could have moved the ball moving forward, so it's not like he's horrendous.
Does this deal rely on Casemiro, or is it regardless of Casemiro staying or not? Because I can't see them both playing in that midfield.
No, please, God,
that would be crazily you know what I mean? Crazy,
absolutely
naive.
not.
Obviously, does then Casemiro become a bench player? Does Ugarte become a bench player? I don't know.
I think Casemiro becomes the bench player. If I'm being totally honest with you,
that's big wages on the bench, though. Mad wages on the bench.
It's unfortunate, but that's just the reality. Because we've tried to sell him, and he didn't want to go. Now remember, last season we tried to do the same thing with Maguire. Maguire didn't want to go. We ended up pushing him onto the bench, but Maguire because of injuries, he played his way into the team again. I think we're going to do the same thing to Casemiro, whereby we don't have anybody else to play in midfield right now, so he's playing in preseason. It's cool. He has to get fit. It's cool. But I think once the season comes in and we actually sign some midfielders, I don't think Casemiro is going to start. It's obvious. you don't need, like, you can see his performances. He just doesn't look the same guy. It's unfortunate. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think a lot of people are stuck in, that first season, right? And he's just not the same player anymore. So like you can just he's a half yard slower. He chases the game way too much now. You know what I mean? Granted, he had a good that little 15-minute spell we had against Arsenal. He played well, but that was for 15 minutes, right? Can he give you 90 minutes at the highest level week in, week out now?
Who?
Casemiro. The answer is no.
Oh no.
The answer is no.
I think
He can't give you 90 minutes week in, week out at the highest level if you want to be a top 4 minimum level team.
You know
Like
what
somebody
it is?
asked me the other day in my stream, Casemiro, Manu, Bruno midfield. Is that good?
No, Jesus.
I said, bro. I said if that is our main midfield this season, we're gonna be 6th. We will be 6th. Okay, like that's just the reality of it. People don't.
Yeah.
I just don't think people can really comprehend how much of a surgery this midfield needs. It's actually crazy. So yeah, obviously, it's not. Again, I'm not rushing this regime, but we're gonna make signings. I think we'll hopefully dip into the free agent market because that's something I think we don't do enough of. Dip into the loan market and see where we go. But we'll make at least two signings, hopefully 3. Get 2 midfielders and a center back.
If you can get Ugarte on loan, that will free up a chance of maybe going for Zubimendi because the rumors are not going away. And for me, part of the reason why I'd want Zubimendi because I don't want Kobe Mainoo to become everything in our midfield. I don't think that's fair to him. So Zubimendi will do a lot of the things Kobe does, will link play, drop back into receive the ball and transition it to the attack and whatnot. So Zubimendi and Ugarte in midfield, and sometimes Kobe sits on the bench. United fans, you need to get comfortable with having a good bench. I do not understand this logic of fans saying Kobe cannot play every game.
Troy.
He can't play every game, man. Like
So what's our
Look at
bench?
Garnacho played every game. Everybody had his head on.
That's not good. It's not a good
It's not
thing.
a good thing.
They call me out on these framed jerseys.
Yeah.
It's not no. I mean, Garnacho playing that amount last season was malpractice.
And then the boy got
Like,
blamed.
it's just too much, bro. Like I just think 38 or 37 games in the league. Oh, how many games did he start in a row? Was it like I think it was just
It was
a ridiculous number.
Yeah.
So like, bro, we need to get back to rotating the squad. I don't mind, being a little stingy and playing, you're big, but you have to give. There's got to be some give and take, especially with young players. There's no reason Garnacho, who's 19, 20, should be playing 20 games on the spin. Like, why is he doing that? Like, that's crazy. And I think Garnacho was more 30-ish games on the spin. So Ten Hag needs to manage his team properly.
Yeah,
manage
he
his team
does.
properly.
He does.
No, I think the quality you seen the game the other day, man. Like the quality was just mad. Like
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Arsenal didn't do that, man. Arsenal still play the same way. And yeah, they brought in a couple of players here and there. But bro, like the way they were playing didn't change. Whereas United had one way with the first team, and they were doing well, by the way. Mount was doing his thing, Rashford was doing his thing. Like, bro, like they were doing their thing, and then Hannibal came off, the shape went off. And listen, Arsenal didn't
midfield
have
and defense.
Yeah.
It's because of the midfield and defense. Listen, you can have damn near a not that great attack, but if your defense cannot push up, and if your midfield cannot retain the ball, you're never going to play anything that looks semi-decent. And in our midfield, we had McTominay and Eriksen.
Yeah, that's true. True.
What do you expect?
Man. It's spot on. Like, there's nothing there, man. Do you know what I mean?
I felt for the young players, man. McTominay and Eriksen, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything. I saw McTominay receive a pass, and I'm sure some of you have seen this replay. He received the ball. He had players to pass to. He passed back, and he lost possession.
Bro, that's what I'm saying, man. And people want to keep him. It's like the Wan-Bissaka thing now, guys. Man. I don't know what you guys yet, but the amount of people I've seen online just saying,
yeah, there's been a lot of like I saw somebody say like, oh, this is gonna be the hardest loss since like what was it, like Rooney or something, or like no, a Ronaldo or something crazy. Like I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? This is AWB. Listen, I think I've been one of his
Respect
biggest.
my boy, bro.
I've been one of his biggest defenders. But even me, I think that he needs to go. He just needs to
the
dip.
best defender on the ball for sure.
But that I hear that, and I think we can talk about the whole Mazraoui thing and what we need, but he's just not good. He's not good enough, bro. Sometimes you just got to accept it. Like I think there was a world where he had the potential, maybe, right? But he's not good enough. He hasn't improved since he, let me not say he hasn't improved, but he's just not up the level, right? He's not up the level, and that's okay. That's okay. He's a Premier League player. That's a high compliment. Like that's a very high compliment. So he should just dip so we can move on. Maybe get a new right back. Probably
to move on, man. I think for me, don't get me wrong here. Wan-Bissaka has been a good, decent signing. It's not been amazing signing, but it's been a decent signing. He's helped us in games where I thought we needed a right back to defend. Standing tackle, amazing. Recovery tackles, he does well. He's 1v1 as well. He's excellent. Sterling and them man there. One time was it not killing Mbappe?
He snatched a lot of chains. He did.
He snatched bro. Don't get me wrong, bro. Wan-Bissaka has done his thing, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What, I feel like he's limited in what he can do, yeah. And I feel like this is a time where United have got to make sure they don't mess around now. We're just shoehorning players in for the sake of it. Like, if you don't fit what you're trying to do next, like, you need to level up. Wan-Bissaka's a kind of defender that you need to level up. Like, he's not going to get better any going forward. He's 26 now. 20 million, it's not 50 million, but I take 20 out of nothing.
No, facts.
You know what I mean? Yeah. What is he contract running out in the next couple of years? Next 2 years?
Next year.
Yeah. So it's like, get the money out now. See you later. And at West Ham, he's going to do well. And everyone's going to go, we sold him, because they're going to play a back five, I'm assuming. Once they play that back five, you know what I mean? Then he'll just, he'll be a solid defender.
Yeah, he'll play well for them. I think his ultimate challenge his ultimate downfall is he just lacked the mental focus consistently.
Yeah.
Like I think when he was tuned in, when we seen him locked in against when he knows he's facing a really good winger, right? I'm facing Mbappe, or I'm facing Neymar, or I'm facing Sterling, right? He locks in. But I think too often he would get done at the far post, right? Just too consistently he lost focus, and he never really improved on the ball. So, hey man,
it's ambition, man.
Yeah, bro.
It's ambition. We don't have players that are hungry. That's part of the problem we have right now. And Wan-Bissaka is one of those who just wants to get about his day, get his check, go home, do his job. Like, nothing wrong with that. But like, when you're coming to Manchester United, you always have to strive to be better. Constantly be better. Yes. Look at all the players we signed under Alex Ferguson. Most of them, we signed them, they got better as the seasons went on. Not stagnant, not worse. And that's part of the problem, is that you have to take responsibility on yourself to improve your football. You have to get better. But obviously in the last few years, we've been blaming managers, and we're saying managers is all their fault. But these players are not taking responsibility. They need to get better. They're not. Like, you're a professional footballer. You don't know how to put in a cross. Come on, man. Like, come on.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Come on.
We're in 2024 now, man. And we're boasting about Wan-Bissaka, who can't cross, who can just defend. Like, bro, listen, Arsenal bought in Calafiori, man. He might not be the best in defending and whatnot, but you know what? In that system, he gonna cook. He gonna do what he's got to do in that system, and they're gonna defend better as a team.
Yeah, bro. Arteta has Arsenal, man. He just they repeat the same thing over and over and over. Yeah. It's sad that we can't replicate that.
Oh, I think we can. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
No, we can hack though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. I know we can with another manager. I'm talking about right now. Right now. Can we replicate that? I doubt it.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
What you guys saying about Mazraoui though? Mazraoui,
I like him. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think a lot of people don't watch a lot of him, and they've kind of made. Did they not watch him when we played him Bayern last season?
Yeah,
he played really well. Yeah. He's gonna help a lot with building up the play. He knows how to. Like I complained about this last season at the start of this season when teams were just wandering through our midfield, and what Ten Hag wants, right? I'm not Ten Hag biggest fan right now, but what he wants is for his defenders to invert. But you need to know when to do it, and you need to know how to do it. Luke Shaw doesn't really know. Luke Shaw is more of a traditional fullback. As technically good as he is, he's a more traditional fullback. Wan-Bissaka doesn't know how to do it. Dalot learned a lot because he's younger and was able to pick up a lot of things as the season went on.
Yes.
But Mazraoui knows how to play that system where he can invert into midfield. He knows how to make runs from inside onto the outside to provide width for the winger. Things like that, because a lot of the time you see what is to happen in Manchester United. Anthony will get the ball, Ahmad will get the ball. Where's the fullback? Where's the fullback? Wan-Bissaka doesn't know where to be. Dalot is not really always getting into those positions at the right time. For what my expectation will be is that Mazraoui knows when to make those runs and get into position at the right time to give time for the fullback or to drag away players away from the right winger. So yeah,
Brian,
we'll see.
I agree with
He hit
pretty
me.
much everything you said. I think on the ball, he's very, very good on the ball. Technically gifted.
Yeah,
Bro,
technically.
Saeed, take this
You know,
comment.
I think the
Yo, this is crazy.
I think he can play both. He can play both sides of the ball, which is good.
Yeah.
I think the real enticing part of this deal in reality, though, is the price. The price is ridiculously good. Like, let's just keep
What
it
is
real.
15 mil? 15 mil, right?
Yeah, 15 mil plus
That's
3
kinda
or something
off,
like
bro.
that.
Kinda shit.
If you ask me the question, is he a locked on starter? I would say no. I don't think he's somebody who's going to consistently break into the first team and we know he's starting week in, week out. I don't think that's him, personally, me. But that's not I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. You feel me? Another question I have is, again, he's not defensive in 1v1 situations. I don't think he's very good. I think he can get done by the right wingers. I think if he gets isolated, right, depending on who's on the center back, who's on his side with him, I think you need a center back with good recovery pace. The right center backs that we're leveraging right now are Maguire, and it could potentially be or Evans or whoever. I don't think that person can recover if he makes a mistake right now. So obviously we need to get more center backs. So
Yeah.
that's the only concern I have, honestly. But from a technical, like obviously, I want more technically gifted players in the team. So I'm okay with the risk, but I think people will get a little frustrated by his defensive frailty, specifically in one-on-ones, especially in this system that Ten Hag's been trying to play.
That's the risk, though. Like,
That's the risk. Yeah, that's the risk.
That's the risk.
Also, keep in mind, guys, like this dude played with the majority of the guys that are about to be. If you get Ligt, if Leacher, it's gonna be. He played with Ligt and Leacher, right? If I'm not crazy,
He played with Licha, but I don't think he played with Ligt.
No, I don't think he played with Ligt.
He wasn't on that team that year.
No. I think as Licha came in, Ligt was leaving. They might have seen each other in training,
right?
but they never played together.
Anthony too?
He played with
He said
Anthony,
what?
yeah,
He
for
played
sure.
with Anthony, yeah, he played with Anthony.
Yeah, it could bring the best out of Anthony.
Also
It could
injuries.
definitely bring the best out of Anthony. So
Injuries. I don't think he had the best of times last season, if I'm not
What's his
mistaken.
injury record like? I'm not even seeing it, to be fair.
It's not great.
It's not great,
to be honest.
So
His
that's
injury
another
record is
thing
not
I'm
great.
looking at is
As we talk about last season, how much games did Wan-Bissaka miss last season?
Wan-Bissaka is more.
he got
Yeah.
sick.
So
Mazraoui,
why are
yeah,
people
he-
stressing about injuries. When Wan-Bissaka,
yeah, you see, he had multiple stretches, 10 games. So he missed over close to 30 games last season.
Well,
Right.
it's kind of disingenuous because they're including the national team, which I don't really care about. It's more like the league games.
This is all a
I see.
Bayern.
Well, I'm more concerned about the fact that it's the same injury rather than anything.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's another thing for me is like he's not he's covered. I really think he's not gonna be breaking into the team and playing week in, week out. But you know, these are just I'm just pointing this out. I just want people to be aware of what's going, like, you know what I mean? Because I love the Bundesliga. He struggled to really. I think the reason they're ready to let him go relatively quickly. Let's be real. He hasn't been there for a long time. I think the reason they're ready to let him go is because he's never been able to get a consistent run of form. And you know, he's had moments where he played well for Bayern, no question. But you know, Limer was playing at right back for significant periods, and even Kimmich, right, got some games at right
yeah.
back. So it's just when the Dumfries links pulled up with AWB might want to go to Inter Milan, I was like, I'm kind of here for that. I kind of like that. I think Dumfries is a better right back than Mazraoui. I'm gonna be real, but like he's much more expensive.
I don't think he suits the. I don't think he suits
exactly.
the system.
I think he's more balanced, right? He's more balanced, right? He doesn't play both sides, right? He's strictly a right back, but I think he's good enough on the ball, right? I don't think he's a liability on the ball. I don't think this is an AWB situation, right? He plays for possession-based teams for his country, and then obviously Inter for his club. So. And he's won at the highest level in Serie A. I think he's a good right back, but he's a bit
sometimes you have to manage players. Players pick up injuries. So how you manage them and how deep your squad is to be able to kind of carry that management. You can't have too many of those kind of players for sure. One or two sometimes will have a niggling injury. It's frustrating, but the reality is I don't think right back was this huge priority for us this window.
No.
If anything, left back was the bigger priority. Yes. And unfortunately, the money.
That's a good thing about it, Brian. He can play both sides.
Which is true. He can play both sides. So I'm hoping that we get a deal here. Because I remember when Manchester City were looking for a center back and they ended up signing Akanji. And everybody was going crazy. His injury record wasn't great.
Yep.
And he's turned into a really good signing for them. So for me, I'm hoping we kind of get the same with Mazraoui, where he had this period in his career where he was picking up a lot of injuries and it just didn't work out for him. Sometimes you need that bit of luck, man. You're not going to always get 10-10 signing. You need that little bit of luck when you're doing a transfer where things just kind of work out for you. So I'm hoping
the price is great.
Yeah.
The price is fantastic. Like you really can't. That's a great price. Under 20 million for a good pro.
Starting play for his country. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think this is the time now where United just get the same right of profiles. You know what I mean? Like what they're trying to do, like get a guy good invert, get a guy who's good in possession. You know what I mean? Like you've got one extreme of Wan-Bissaka to a guy who's very technical in maybe Dalot. Or Lisandro Martinez. You can't. It has to be balanced. When you play that ball out of the back here, and you've got Lenny Yoro, Ligt, you've got Lisandro, then you've got the fullbacks. If the fullbacks can't get the ball out their feet, it's just counterproductive.
Slows everything down.
Yeah, it slows everything down, man. So you have to go and get someone like Mazraoui. I think the right back kind of market is dead anyway. I'll be honest with you. There's not many right backs that I truly well and like. So he's just saying, you know what? Let's go and get Mazraoui, cheapish deal. Less than 20 million, and you know what I mean. Let's just go with it, man, and let's just see what the flow is. Don't get me wrong. Is it like a brilliant, like over the moon? It's just a steady signing that we just have to fill in.
And that's what we need to be doing more of that. He's an upgrade. He's better than better than AWB. He's better than AWB for sure. So that's what we really need to be looking at, like slowly but surely improving and get it. This is not a deal where we're getting bullied. Right? It's pretty straightforward. The clubs agree, the players agree to personal terms. Now we just need AWB to dip. That's it.
That boy was nice, bro. I don't care what anybody tell me.
Which one?
AWB.
Yeah, but bro, we need to move on. Like 20 million, get 20 million out of him.
You know how excited I was when we first signed him?
Yeah, I was excited when we signed him too.
When you was watching Palace, you was like, bro, that boy is nice. And then
I was excited. I was excited when we signed him.
There's no better feeling that somebody you've seen that you rated highly, and then your club end up gets him. Y'all know that's like the best feeling on this planet.
No, at Palace he looked ridiculous. Like he just looked like this.
No,
and even at times for United defensively, he looked ridiculous too. But again, he's just not of the level. He's just not of the level, and that's okay.
Has he done what you expected him to do?
Understand.
No, he was worth £50 million, so absolutely not.
You got him for 55.
Yeah, that's too much. There's no way. No way.
Has he lived up to your expectations, bro?
You said what?
No, not really. Not for me.
Has he done? You were really happy when he came. Has he done what you expected him to do? Or
no. You know what it is? I didn't expect him to come and be. To be honest, I think he did what he was supposed to do. Because I didn't expect him to come and be Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that was my expectations. I thought he was gonna come and defensively like hold the fort. And it was countless of times defensively that he held the fort. Now, all of a sudden when they signed him, it's like, oh, we need to start playing transition ball, attacking fullbacks, blah 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 blah. You need to. Let's be honest, we had Raphael there. It wasn't as what I'm saying. It wasn't that what, but he was just there to pocket people, defend, blah 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 blah. So I don't really think if you really deep in the history of our right backs, we really hadn't had amazing right backs either.
Yeah, I mean, Ashley Young, good senior pro,
No, big up Ashley Young, but like he
left and then won some Serie A titles, man. Like
no, he was the only one like that moving forward knew how to cross a ball.
Yeah,
and maybe Valencia.
Valencia was a decent right back. AWB, his challenge is like he's just so offensively inept. Like he's like a bottom half Premier League player in terms of his offensive skill set. Like that's the issue. You can't, and that's just not acceptable for our club. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a right after Hoyland scored, there was a cross that AWB played to Hoyland, and it was so bounced, like it was just easy, like. And Hoyland kind of skied it, but it was because it was behind him and it was bouncing. Like just simple stuff. Like he can't pass the ball on the floor without it bouncing when he's wide open. Like, it's just like little things like that. It's just like, bro, you're just not good enough. You're just not good enough. And this, if we get 20 million for him, so be it. So be
bro,
it.
I think we just need to get the money out, man.
Bro. Absolutely.
We're in that kind of time now where 15, 20, McTominay, 20 million here. Do you know what I'm saying? To Lindelof, get a little 10 million out of that one. Just collect the money and just move, man. You get me? Because at the end of the day, Ineos didn't sign these players, man. It was Ed Woodward. It was John Myrtle. Actually, I think most of them might have been Ed Woodward,
Yeah,
Ed Woodward.
It's Ed Woodward. So this is not even maybe on John Myrtle, but still, they enabled it. You know what I mean? And they were there. That's the main thing for me. It's not their deal. It's not ideal. It's not, what can we do? Just get them out, man. It's just easy to shit them out and say, bam, we've taken a loss on these guys. We'll make our money back, man. You think these owners can't make their money back? They can make their money back, man. You know what I mean? Apparently, Scott McTominay has agreed personal terms with Galatasaray. I don't know how genuine his source is.
With who?
Who?
I doubt it.
Who's saying that?
Galatasaray? No way.
They only bid 15 mil, so we ain't going there.
Bro, I don't even know, but it's some Turkish outlet, I think it is, or something like that.
Well, I hope they're leaking it so Fulham can maybe up their bid and maybe something can happen.
Man. Is it fake, people? I've got a feeling Ten Hag wants him. I keep saying this to you lot, man. Ten Hag likes McTominay, so he'd rather keep him.
He liked him last season because he was desperate. Beginning of the
but he's
season, he
still
wanted him gone.
now, though, man. Nothing's changed, man.
He's desperate for money. Desperate for money. Let them cash in and get the player in the profile that he wants. McTominay can't still be at the club, man. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't. He's dead.
Especially after signing Xerxes, I don't think we're gonna do what we were doing with McTominay anyway. If you have Xerxes, what's the point? Like he can
play him in that position. Play him as a 10.
Yeah, like it's not that deep. I think we'll let McTominay go.
I think he likes him. He said it in a quote the other day, and people can say, "Okay, cool." A manager's always going to say that, but the way he spoke about him was like, "Yo, we appreciate the goals he scores. He's an important player." Like, you know what I mean? Like he said it. He didn't say it in a way where he was just bigging him up for the sake of it.
I don't think it's up to him.
But
I don't think it's
not
up to him. Honestly, I don't think it's up to him. I think if the right deal comes in. Right, he's gonna be gone. I just don't know if that. I just don't see it happening. That's my challenge. I don't think someone's gonna quote unquote splash the cash.
Bro, these men are taking the piss out of us, though. Man, Fulham, 12.6 million. Like, who do they think we are, man? Like, it's crazy, like the way these men look at us in terms of sales. Like, bro,
I think Fulham bid a little bit higher than that. I think the 12.6 million was the Galatasaray bid.
Yeah,
I think Fulham bid like 18 million or something like that.
Yeah, it was 17, I think.
Like that. So I think they'll bid higher. I think, if United received 20, low 20s plus something to get to that 30 million figure, I think they'll do a deal or close to it.
Yeah.
The report I saw today is that they want to get close to 30 million. So I think they'll take a deal because selling him was pure profit. It's really not that ridiculous. Like, guys, it's not that deep. We possibly could lose this guy on a free because we're not going to renew his contract. So if we're getting, we say 22 million plus 5 or plus 6.
Is anyone bothered?
Take the deal. Yeah, it's no.
Lose out on him on a free, like
because he will keep us from signing a midfielder this season. So please, let's sell him so we can move on.
Seriously, man. This is why, like, these Glazers killed us, man, because look at the situation we're getting ourselves in. Like, you can say whatever you want to say about Chelsea, but them man know how to sell, man. Them man just out the door. Conor Gallagher's going to go for 50 million, I think. How much is he going for?
I think 40 million euros with add-ons included. So somewhere around 30 plus something pounds.
Wow.
But again, Gallagher, the problem with Man United fans is we are overrating the players we have, right? McTominay is not a 30 million pound player. I'm sorry. Anybody that says he is, he's just not. He's just not. He scores goals, yes, but his technical level is terrible. It's not good. And if you're raising a player through the academy, right, and their technical level is that, do you think they will ever make it through? For McTominay did. I don't know how he did, but he did. But like, in today's football, he's not going to make it. He's just not going to make it. So if we get 20 million guaranteed for him, we should take the money and run. Like, very far away.
I think 30 is fair, bro, to be honest, but I could see your point.
He's not that good. I really don't rate him. Like, would you buy McTominay in this market for 25 million pounds?
But you know what it is, though? I think for a club like Fulham, they would get more out of him than United, because United, like, Fulham are going to play him in a role where he's probably a bit more advanced. He's probably going to play a box-to-box role. They're going to play a way where, like at United, he can't be the center of what we're trying to do. Nor can he be
on the outskirts of what we can.
Yeah, exactly. Bro. You took the words out of my mouth, man. Like, generally.
Oh man, I can't go another season.
That's United. We don't do backup plans with McTominay. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be good, and that's the standard United setting right now. Is that you've got to have this thing where the backups are good as well. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't rate Mason Mount, but do you know what I mean? Like,
at least you can see his technical level is not that horrible.
Yeah. I'm about to say his
pass a
technical
football.
level. About to say Mason Mount's technical level is actually quite decent. It's just he doesn't.
I ain't gonna hold you. You look amazing against Arsenal.
Yeah,
He looks great against Arsenal.
when we were playing well, he looked really
You
good.
cannot tell me that boy's not nice, bro.
I think people didn't want him in the first place and kind of made up their minds about him before he got,
he did good in
before
last
playing a game.
Did he not do well last preseason as well?
Yeah, but I think his challenge is injuries. I think he just couldn't. He had crazy injuries and he never got, never.
I think his challenge was his injuries and then also playing in Casemiro.
Yeah,
I think he came into a shocking midfield last season. Let's be honest.
The manager misprofiled him tremendously.
Yeah,
like,
you know what it is? I think
he
Ten
really
Hag
thought
said, okay,
Casemiro.
we're gonna play him in 8, and then if it doesn't work out, let's play him on the wing if we need to. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, this trash talk on Money Mace is crazy, bro. Can we need to control the
I
comments?
don't like the Casemiro, the Casemiro Bruno Mount experiment was insane. Like, why would you ever think that would work?
Oh,
That's
Mason Mount
insanity.
is nice, bro. Mason Mount is nice.
That's insanity.
Y'all need to watch him again, bro. You need to do a Mason Mount comp, bro. What this?
Listen, there's no need to overrate him. He's a decent Premier League player. That's fine. He shouldn't be our number 7, number 1, because I think that puts enormous amount of pressure on his back. I don't know why. Who made that decision? Is stupid.
Giving him the 7 was crazy. Like, what?
Yeah.
I think we need to get back. Honestly, I know people are like, even Hoyland with the 9. I'm like, we need to go back to making you earn this stuff, man. We need to go back to like, yo, you're not getting that 9 until you've proven something. You're not getting the 7 until you've proved. Like, why does Mason Mount just walk into the team and get the 7? Like that's insane. Like
Yeah,
that number.
The nine is not as iconic, I think,
It's not
for
as
Manchester
iconic,
United,
but
because
still.
7, 10, I think those two numbers, 7 and 10,
yeah,
bro, like you can't just give it to anybody, man. You can't.
Yeah,
so hopefully we see a better season from Mason Mount. I think we will, but he should be coming in for Bruno. Like, I know Bruno wants to play every game, but you look better when you actually get rest. So rest, and Mount can come in and do his thing, but you need balance in that midfield. So if you're having a Mason Mount, you're not going to pair Mason Mount with Casemiro and Ugarte, for example. If you bring in a Zubamendi, that's why for me Zubamendi is crucial. Like you need someone to take that. I'm going to receive the ball in midfield. I'm going to play you in while you're forward, higher in the midfield attack ahead of me. You need that person in midfield that does that. So stop forcing. You need that. That's what for me it's like. If we can go get Zubamendi, it fixes a lot of what the problems we have in midfield right now, 100%. And allows everyone else to do different things.
100%.
So
it's just gotten mad quiet on the Zubamendi thing. Like we haven't really, nothing substantial has come out since that initial those first reports. But even those first reports were kind of just like, they weren't substantive. They weren't like we haven't had anything substantive on that player. So.
Who's that?
Zubamendi.
I think that's, you know what? That I think they're trying to clickbait.
Yeah. I think it's. I don't think it's real. Like I don't think it's real. I think if we were really in for him, I think it would be a quote unquote priority signing. Right? He's cheaper. It's currently cheaper than what.
And any Spanish
what Ugarte is being offered for. Right? I think his release clause is 50 million.
Yeah.
Right, and they're asking for 70 million for Ugarte. Like,
I don't know if that 70 million is true though. We talked about that. I'm not too sure they really want 70 million.
Listen.
But why are we at a stalemate then?
Can we just talk about 1 second how United were about to get fleeced for what's that player called? Joao Neves. Now I'm being serious, you guys. I can't believe it. Like that man said United, if you want him, 120 million euros.
But what
PSG, and they're only paying 70 million euros to play for Joao Neves.
Someone, I don't know.
Woodward was still in the house, isn't it?
It has to be Premier League.
Woodward was still in the building, man.
That's ridiculous, man. I can't believe that, bro. When I seen that, I was like, what? I had to recheck it again. I said, nah, surely this is wrong, And I checked it again, and it was actually that, 70 million was the price that they were saying.
They are getting a player in return, though. They're also getting Renato Sanchez as well as part of the deal.
But come on, Renato Sanchez.
But I agree.
30? He's worth like what, 30, 40?
Hell no.
No, less than that now.
Less than that.
He's been a flop at every club he's been to.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like for me, that one there was a bit of that they kind of messes up. So Ugarte is definitely coming, but it's like them man just. And I never really wanted Joao Neves. I never looked at him.
No.
With the rise of Menu, Neves doesn't make as much sense.
He's not better than Kobe Menu. Hell no. Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? So when I looked at that, I was like, cool. The Joao Neves is definitely gonna,
I don't, man. Benfica and Sporting, man, when they sell players off, it's like it's crazy. The prices that they get for these players, bro, is. I do not understand it, bro. 70 mil for him, he is not that good, bro. Like he's not a 70 million euro player. What? Like now they're asking for 70 mil for Ugarte, bro. What are we like, bro? It doesn't make any sense. They got 100 mil for Enzo, bro. They're running a Ponzi scheme.
They do well, man. Like
they're running a Ponzi scheme, bro. They're running a Ponzi scheme, bro.
Now, man. Them man got that scheme ready.
Those numbers don't add up, bro. Like, those players aren't that good. Those players are not that good.
They've already got like a Joao Neves replacement or something like that. Like
the truth of it is that most players in this market are not that great. If I'm being honest with you, I'm looking at the market. I'm like,
that's actually real.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, no. What makes players better is the system.
Brian, this is why I got gas with Lenny Euro, because I was like, you know what? This is a generational centre back for me that I look at and be like, yo, we're gonna get him for the future, and he's just gonna be a guy that, now I'm getting more gassed about that than then maybe the ones that we're talking about right now, like they're not like you see what I'm trying to say.
No,
Like,
I get what you mean. Yeah.
you see what I mean? Like this is the market right now, bro. Like the market isn't. It's not what it used to be, bro. Like Marino, look at Arsenal buying Marino. Like I'm not saying he's a bad player, but like this is what we're dealing with now. This is the level of
Marino's
talent.
Marino's not a bad player. Marino's not.
I'm
A
not
bad
saying
player.
he's a
He'll
player.
help them.
No, I'm
He'll
just
help
saying,
them.
like,
He'll help
in
them.
terms
He'll
of
help
like,
them.
But
what-
back then, though, if Arsenal were going for the league and they wanted to sign a midfielder, they were
Yeah, they're not signing
some
Marino. Yeah,
top-
they're not signing.
Yeah,
They're not
yeah,
signing
like, you know.
Marino.
signing
No,
Marino.
I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. I think what honestly the reality of it is like there's so like we've coached a lot of like creativity out of the game. So like, and that's one thing. The second thing is like it's the Messi, Ronaldo like dip of like the quality level was so high, and the people that were chasing them also their quality was just like at a ridiculous level. And all of those players are kind of gone now, and we're kind of in this era of just like system football. You feel me?
very, very
Like
much
there's
so.
no, there's
Yeah.
we don't have these transformational. Like Kylian is a great player. Kylian Mbappe is a fantastic player, but is he of the level of Neymar when Neymar was going to Barcelona? Like, no, he's not. He's and we say like, I think a lot of people. I think Rodri's the best player in the world right now, but saying that a DM
Rodri?
is the I think Rodri's the best player in the world right now. But I think saying a DM is the best player in the world is an indictment on where we are in football. Personally, me, you see what I'm saying? Like for a DM to be I think he's the best player. I think no one impacts the game more than he does right now. But again, that's an indictment on where we are as in the world of football and signings and all this stuff, bro. Like, I don't know. We don't have a lot. Even our top strikers, like Haaland, I don't listen. He's a ridiculous goal scorer, but football player, man.
That's why teams like Everton can demand 75 million for Brentwaite. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
Come on, bro.
What are we doing? The market is terrible. It's just is.
You know what I mean? It's one of them where I can't lie to you. It's
honestly, it's the coaches now, Saeed. To me, this
really
is the era of coaches. How
absolutely.
much can you get from your teams? How good is your system to hide away weaknesses? That's what it rules right now for me. If you can get a gem of a coach, that's why someone like Xabi Alonso can go to Bayer Leverkusen and have an undefeated season. Like if you can get that level of coach, that's what's going to make your team look better. The players are what they are. Like they're very few. They're very few.
They bought Pascal Gross, like. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind Pascal Gross, you know what I mean? But,
Pascal Gross is a very good player. Like Pascal Gross is a very good player.
He's too old, they would say.
Yeah, he's old, but he's a very good player. I'm not.
He's a good player. Technically, he's good.
He is. You know how many times he's cooked us? Oh, every time we play Brian, Pascal Gross goes crazy.
But yeah, it's all about systems now. It's all about systems. And for me, that's why I'm like, when people ask me, why would you want Mazraoui? For me, it's like, okay, because he suits the system. Like he's a system upgrade.
Hey, this is facts though. I hear it. Like the attacking talent in football today is poor. Like this is real. Like in a perfect world, like do I think Rodri's better than Sergio Busquets? Hell no. But do you know how many players you would have taken over Sergio Busquets when Sergio Busquets was playing? Like in terms of just like the top, like the top 10 players in the world, like. Like come on, like the level has dropped off significantly. Like let's be real. The level's dropped off significantly.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like Kante goes back into that France team and it's their best player. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy, man.
It's crazy.
I think maybe that's why maybe Guardiola's not buying anyone this summer. You know what I mean? Maybe he's not buying anyone this summer. The fact that he's not gone in the market tells you everything you need to know, man. He's looking at the market thinking, I don't think there's a player out there that's gonna.
Yeah, what more does he need to do? What does he need on his team right now? He doesn't need it. Like it's just it would be greed.
He doesn't need it for the right price.
What does he need?
Maybe like a Rodri cover. That's about it. That's the only thing I would say.
And then they have the Nunez's of the. I mean, obviously he's not. He's more of an 8, but he's built a system where like they play like 4 center backs now. It's like. Everything he's done is just like so particular. So even if you lose a Rodri, like if Rodri was out for the season, City would still be favorites because that's the team he's built. they'd be up there. They would
still be 1-2, but I don't think they
be
would.
1 and 2.
Yeah,
it'd be close.
I don't think they would win it if Rodri was out for the season. To be honest,
I think it'd be close. I think it'd be very close. Remember when like those seasons where KDB would get hurt? You know, like we've seen him win the league with KDB out. We've seen him win the league with Aguero missing big time. Like this manager has lost his better players and still.
The only reason why I wouldn't say that is because Arsenal are running them so close. You know, that's the only thing. Arsenal are running them so close. Where it's like if you lose a Rodri, you're probably not going to win the league.
I don't know. It really depends on what Arsenal do more in the summer because I don't think Calafiori, good player, is he going to make them 6 points better? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to make them 6 points better. Do you think
cover? He gives them cover, but he also gives them the dynamic on the left hand side now.
Yeah. He makes them better, but I think the point I'm trying to make is, listen, as we control Arsenal all we want, that was their highest points tally ever. Ever. So
Premier League history.
In Premier League history, that is their highest points tally ever last season. Like their most wins ever. The most goals they scored ever. Like, do I think they're going to replicate
what they have though? They have options at the back. We don't. That's amazing.
Yeah. So like
they've got now Saliba, Gabriel.
They need to win the league this season, man.
Now they will.
They can't. Like, how much more can they maximize their team outside of obviously maybe signing? I think Ivan Toney would be huge for them. I think if they had him come.
Arteta doesn't like Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
From what Arsenal fans are saying,
apparently, but I'm just saying like how much better can they actually get? Like they accomplished in terms of a league season. There's not many that they've had that's better. And in terms of the stats, just the raw stats. Obviously, what we've just talked about, there's a dip in football. I get that, but
I think the problem they have is the players that they're getting the max from. So your Sakas, your Odegaards, your Salibas, they don't have they didn't have cover, quality cover.
Yeah.
So if they got injured or they missed their form dipped, they didn't have anyone that could come in and just do something like great. And Manchester United used to have that where if Rooney was injured, Ronaldo would pop up, or Tevez would do something, or Bebeto, or just ridiculous players, man. So,
by the way, the Lenny Euro situation, I don't know. I tried to get some questions here, but what do you guys think? Are you guys fearing the worst with that one? Is it a situation of?
I'm nervous. I can't lie. I'm nervous.
The fact that they've kept it quiet is more what I'm worried about. The fact that they say no news is good news, but in this case, I think it's about.
I don't think he's going to start the first few games of the season for sure. If I'm a betting man, I think we're gonna need to sign a center back who can come in and do a job, because I think there's a world where we start our season with two of these three players playing: Lindelof, Maguire, Evans. I think there's a world where that happens. Right.
I don't want to be in that world.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So unless Leach,
kill me now.
Yeah, I don't know if Leach is coming back in a timely manner. You feel me? We know, the World Cup last time. We know what happened. This is Copa America. I don't know what he's gonna look like when he comes back. You feel me?
I think he'll be good. I think to be honest, I think he needed that because he was out for such a long time.
He was out for a while.
So if anything, I think, and they managed him pretty well. That during the early stages, they subbed him off. He didn't play him. He didn't play every minute of every game. But I think he'll come back at a good level. I'm not too worried about Leach this season.
But we jump straight into the team?
I think he does. I don't think Leach, for the cup final, we threw him in, man. we brought him in for the FA Cup final. So I think the season starts, Martinez will be on that bench. For Euro, I'm thinking why we haven't gotten any news. I'm not a medical doctor here. People are saying it's his ankle. I'm thinking maybe because of swelling.
Yeah,
and maybe they need a few. So I'm thinking they need some time for that swelling to go down. They do the scan
now. Then it must be ligaments, no?
So
it depends.
Not necessarily.
You can have a ankle sprain that's pretty severe that the swelling doesn't go down for weeks. But hey, put up this Rancy's comment real quick, because I have a question about this.
He has had an injury before United as well. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man.
Why is it that in England y'all are allowed to get away with this? Like,
I don't know. No, it's just this manager only. It's only this manager.
In the States, bro, there's no way, like in the NBA, there's no way you can get away with just hiding an injury. Like,
It's
maybe
only
you
10
can.
hard, though. Only 10 hard.
Yeah, bro. I think in football, it's always in football. It's kind of there's a lot of just kind of ambiguity around injuries. I've kind of noticed that, like in the States here, it's like this is the injury, this is how long they're out, like in a day or two. Like there's no questions. You feel me?
I think
Like
United, the rumor was that we're trying to prevent players from getting targeted because of the injuries that they have. So I don't know if that's true or not. But I think we'll get some kind of update because there's no way they won't give an update. They just signed Euro. So I think we'll get some kind of update this week on his situation. But I don't think that's the concern right now, because for me, it didn't matter because we still needed to sign a center back anyway. He needed cover anyway. He was 18 years old. He wasn't going to play every single game.
facts.
So we need to sign a right center back that's going to come in. So maybe, get that Ligt deal done, man. Get it done. Stop wasting time. Like, the season is coming up.
That one, I'm surprised. That one.
Just get it done. Like, the
Are you
guy
guys
is
really,
waiting.
are you guys really surprised about this?
Yeah, to be honest, I kind of am.
Trust me.
I think they're trying. Go ahead.
I think we've got to sell a centre back.
Yeah, I think they want to get. I think they need to get rid of. I think they want to get rid of a player. 42 million. Listen, 42 million pounds is. Listen, I don't know how their amortization works or how they're gonna split it up or all this good stuff, but they want to get rid of, like, having Maguire, Lindelof, Evans, Euro. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. Martinez. That's a lot. That's a lot of senior pros in one changing room, bro. Like, it's a lot, and all of them want to play. All of them want to play.
I know it hinges on Lindelof leaving, but Mourinho really wants Lindelof. I think that will get done. My frustration is just
it's taking time. It's taking time.
It's taking time.
And I know. And I think I came into this transfer window kind of preparing myself for stuff like this. I was actually surprised that we had made those two signings kind of back to back. I was like, oh, okay, this is more of the speed I was expecting. I'm gonna be real, because of the outgoings. They have to cut a little bit of the fat. Like, they're not gonna do what previous regimes have done, is add. Then you have just a mishmash of players and bloated contracts and all that. Like, no, I think they're being patient, as they should be patient. Lindelof will leave. He's gonna leave, right? You think McTominay will leave, Brian? Okay, so let's add him. Yes. The Casemiro thing, we'll see. We'll see. Again, I think we'll see, because if we bring in a couple midfielders, and then a good offer comes in for financially for him or whatever the case may be, it's still
£10 million. Sell him right now.
Now. So, yeah, bro. So I think we just have to let this play out. Again, it's preseason. A lot of these games, let's be real, they don't matter. We just want to see the young players do well, right? The season will be good. I think we'll be fine. I think we'll look back at this window and say, good business. Good business.
What would be good for you? What would be good business for you?
We've already done a decent job of shedding some of the fat. You know what I'm saying? We've done a decent job. But I think a good window is, one, the most important thing is not getting punked. That's the number one most important thing in the window. Showing the world again that we're not going to allow people to overbloat prices and we bite. That's the number one thing. Number two is getting rid, shedding the fat, which we're doing a decent job of doing. Eriksen is one who's probably going to leave, potentially Lindelof, McTominay, whoever. And we've already gotten rid of Martial and a couple others who left, Varane. So that's a good window to me.
We didn't get rid of them. They left. We didn't get rid of them.
But we didn't. We could have. Previous regimes would have kept Varane or kept Martial. They made cold-blooded decisions. They said, okay, Varane, we're not gonna resign you, even though I think Varane's still a good player. But they made a decision. Bruno won't get that
deal, I don't believe.
Yeah, Bruno's not gonna get a mega deal. These are all things that are little things that are changing that people maybe they're not noticing. You feel me? So
yeah, that's why they gave him the deal to Lenny Euro, because it was the fact that you got to remember it's a future signing, and over the course of the years that he's there for, they're gonna see that money being, spread across, because now
it's worth it. It's a good deal.
I get it why they haven't given it to Varane, because it set a precedent. They didn't want to say, yo, Varane, you could stay on 250,000 a week, and you know what? You're gonna be still here.
Yeah.
Then Casemiro's gonna be like, well, I'm gonna stay. And the next thing
Free
you know,
agents see that. Free agents see that, and their agents demand higher wages. So now, if free agents are seeing, oh, they're willing to let us go, right? They're not going to just overspend in the market. Acts better for us in the future. It may not help us. It may not help us right away in this particular window, but in coming windows, you feel me? Then we'll be much more. People will respect us more. You feel me?
Yeah. The thing is with Jonathan Tah deal, I don't understand what's taking it so long as well, even that deal as well. Let me just go
Bayern
on.
don't want to pay.
I know what
think.
to pay. What do you mean?
They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay the money that Leverkusen are demanding.
It says
So
here,
that's why the deal is dragging.
Hiroki currently has no impact on the transfer of Jonathan Tah. Whether Jonathan Tah joins Bayern continues to depend on if Ligt will join Man United. Bayern currently offering 20 million plus 5 million add-ons for Tah. Max Elber submitted this offer to Leverkusen, rejected it as they want more. They want more.
As they should. They should.
But he's got 1 year left on his contract though, man.
I think they want to compete for the league again. If you want to take one of my best players, you pay up.
I think that the league deal gets done. I think it gets done. And I know people still think about Braithwaite, that Man United will go in and maybe pay the money for Braithwaite at some point. I don't think that's gonna happen anymore.
Not happening.
Because it's just so much money. And the thing with buying from an English club is that the money up front is a lot more. So if Braithwaite is 70 million, United have to pay like 30 million up front, which is a lot worse for our financial books and whatnot. So personally, I think we get the Ligt because what Braithwaite was going to do, which was play both sides, the Ligt can do that.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the reasons why we wanted Braithwaite. So I think we'll go for the Ligt.
Yeah.
I think we'll get Ugarte on loan, and we'll hopefully maybe try and sell one more big player to bring in someone else. That'll be it, I think. For
big
this
player.
Summer. Yeah, Casemiro. if we get lucky and the Saudis are desperate and
Saudis are actually, I'm quite surprised. And I did say that. If I'm not surprised, I think they're going in with the strategy of buying talent now, not just washed talent or maybe talent.
They got Diaby's going over there now.
Too late.
Look at Diaby, he went there.
Crazy.
He's on 400 grand a week. It's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
400
grand a week.
I don't know, man. I think I grew up in a different era of football. Like, I know money is important. He's not broke, by the way.
No, he's not broke. But 400 grand a week is.
But that's what
generations on generations on generations.
None of them are broke now.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't see football that way. Because for me,
I agree. But I think at the end of the day, we have to remember, like, this is a business for a lot of these people. Like, they've worked hard to try and maximize this money for a short window to play this game. So I personally never get mad at athletes for taking money. I don't.
Man,
the window is so short, bro. Like, what if he breaks his legs, God forbid, midway through next season? But he was on 400. He has a 400 grand a week contract now. His family's good. Yeah. Okay. Like, I'm just saying, like, this
is why football is the way it is right now, man.
I'm just being real.
This is why it's dead.
It's inflated. That's not. I don't think the money's not the reason it's dead. The reason it's dead is because of.
I think it's part of it.
Obviously, it's a part of it because there's saturated games, all that stuff. But that's more on the organizations, less so than the players making money. The FIFAs, the UEFAs. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? Less so than a player.
100 grand a week, right? If you walked up to a level and you were even 70 grand a week, obviously I'm speaking of it as a normal person, is a lot of money. Okay,
of course.
And I don't know what we are teaching these young players as they're coming through as to what they are, because a lot of them, I think, they're growing up in the social media era, so they're seeing this glitz and glam of being a baller and all that kind of stuff, and for them the money is right in their eyes. And I'm like, listen. You have one career, right?
Yeah.
You go through it, you can make all the money in the world. It's not like when you retire, what are you going to remember? You're telling me right now, like, if you strove your best to become a top player, like win trophies, win medals, do big things, those memories for me would be a lot better than, oh my God, my bank account is fat.
I agree, Brian. I agree with everything you're saying, but here's the reality. I think we still have those players. I think we kind of we still have plenty of driven players across world football. Now, as the talent level, I think actually you can make an argument. A lot of our GOATs, right? They didn't last that long. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't last that long. I think players are more disciplined now. Obviously, science has helped them last longer in the game.
Also, system's killing a lot of players.
Yeah, but again, I still think there's players I think there's more players who are trying to get to top clubs, and there are players who are going to Saudi and chasing that. Like, there's way more players who would say, I'm trying to go to Chelsea, I'm trying to go to United, I'm trying to go to Liverpool. Then I'm gonna. You have the odd Diaby.
I always say to people like, yo, money, but like money motivates everyone. But again, you're planning it. Do you need the money now, or do you believe you'll get it in, let's say, a year or two? It just depends on what you believe right now is the most important. But at the same time, if I'm getting offered big money to go here, like, you know, listen, footballers nowadays are getting influenced by their family, man. Their families are
agents. That's why Neymar left. That's why Neymar left Barca. His dad was like, we need that bread.
Yeah, I don't think that worked out for him.
It didn't work out for him. It didn't work out for him, absolutely. But you know, people have to live with the choices that they make, right? People laugh at Harry Kane for being too loyal and being too focused on giving his boyhood club that dream, right? People criticize him for that. So there's another spectrum of that. Is
that really ambition though? Tottenham don't win things.
That is ambition. I think Harry Kane was plenty ambitious. I think ambitious. I think loyalty. I think he's a victim of his own loyalty, because that team was good enough that they were talented enough to get to a Champions League final. Like,
immediately that Champions League final didn't happen and they lost. He should have left the following season. He should have put in a transfer request and said, I gotta go. Maybe that should have been it. That's ambition. And listen, people didn't like when Rooney did it to Manchester United, where he was like, listen, I'm seeing here, well, we're not signing the kind of players we should have, all that stuff. But was he lying though? He was being totally honest. He was being honest. You know? So we've seen the result of that. When your club doesn't have ambition, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a situation in football where clubs don't have ambition, players don't have ambition. The quality of football is going to go down, because these players are going to go to Saudi. They're not going to play at the top level. I'm not saying every player is doing that, but when you have clubs like Chelsea putting Mudryk on how much? 70k for 8 years. Like, what are we doing? Like, my goodness, man.
I think
football is cooked.
I think careers aren't linear, one. So I think just because a player maybe doesn't leave and goes to what's it called? Let me give you a reverse example, right? Nacho, right? Nacho is a role player for Real Madrid, came up through the system, was essentially our version, he was like a Wes Brown type. Let's just, an equivalent. A lot of people say he's not ambitious because he didn't go. He was good enough to start for a lot of La Liga teams, right? Played for the national team. Is he not ambitious because he chose to stay and quote unquote serve his boyhood club in that role? I think he's still ambitious.
Your boyhood club is Real Madrid. It's a little different.
I still think he's ambitious though. Like, I'm just saying, it's just I think that these careers, I think Harry Kane's ambitious. We can look and say he made a mistake. But if he said, I want to chase this dream with my boyhood club, and maybe it didn't work out the way I wanted, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
He's 30 years old. He just went to the Bundesliga. Obviously, didn't win the league. He's gonna win a league title before he leaves there. He's gonna.
It'll be so funny if he doesn't.
He'll win a league title. But he's gonna want to win a couple trophies before his career ends, and he can look back and say, "I did okay. I did okay."
I don't know. I just don't know if company. I don't know, man. I don't know Bayern. They're doing some funny things.
Just a quick one. Amad Diallo came out with a few quotes today. Press conference said, "He's honestly, I'd be happy to stay and play at Man United all my life. His contract runs out next year. For me, starting right winger this season, I'm putting that one on there. And let's see what happens, man. Because you know what Ten Hag's like, man. As soon as that season kicks off, Garnacho's on the right, Rashford's on the left, and Hoyler's
I would lose my shit
I don't think I would. I don't listen. I'm not going to be that sort of person this year because I know what time it is, man.
Saeed, listen, after United lose like 3-0 against like Brighton or something, Saeed will be like, crazy. Emergency stream, get this man out, get him out.
Yeah, Saeed's gonna go crazy. We already know. We already know what it is.
I'm observing.
Amad Diallo,
that be the shouting this season. I'm chilling, bro, because
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it.
You know what I mean? But yeah, let's see.
I think the biggest danger to Ten Hag for me is Ruud van Nistelrooy. The more I see it, the more quotes I see coming out from the media and the fans.
You see that video?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
In the back where he was consulting Darren Fletcher, and then he was just in the back thinking.
I really think Ruud was. Listen, people are like, "Oh, United are still doing the Dutch thing," and I'm like, "You guys realize Ruud van Nistelrooy is Dutch too, right?" Yeah. No, it's a danger because he wants to play a certain brand of football, and you are seeing people from the Athletic credit him saying that he's not just an attacking coach. He does all sides of the game. The players are enjoying his sessions. Like they're really pushing the whole Ruud van Nistelrooy team. If I'm Ten Hag, I would be very careful to not start the season right. If you start the season making dumb decisions, Ineos already have someone in place that will take over.
Oh yeah, he knows exactly what's going on. This is like Ineos. I've kind of made this very obvious. Yeah. You know, they haven't said it, but it's very obvious what they're doing, right? Yeah. I think he has a 5-month window. Ten Hag does, right, from August to December, to show that he can compete, like be in that top 4 mix, like, and we're like in it. We're like actually we're third. You know what I mean? We're third. We're fourth. We have a significant gap between
good football too,
and good football too, and good football. That's his task. And if he can't do that in 6 months, he will be gone. I really believe that. For real. I think Ineos they're being very tactical with this, like because they know if we get rid of Ten Hag and we bring in Ruud, the fan base is going to love that.
But I don't mind that because at the end of the day, it's not like an Ollie thing where Ollie was managing Mulder. This guy's managed PSV and won a trophy. He's actually established himself in the game. He's actually, done his coaching badges properly. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's got a philosophy. He's actually coached people like Simmons and these players here. You know what I mean? So Gakpo and you know what I mean. So
Man United might do a Biden and Harris. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. He might drop out, Ten Hag. Because what was seen from the media is, for me, with the whole aura thing, when I was seeing all those quotes today, I was like, where is this coming from?
They're pushing it. Melissa Reddy. Shout out Melissa Reddy. Yeah. Melissa Reddy's out here just like pushing the agenda. Like,
she hates Man United.
His training methods are just so low.
I'm like, when I went to the training,
this sounds like training.
It wasn't Van Nistelrooy that was leading it though. Guess who it was? That Rennie Hack? That was bro, and I mean like militant style. But Ten Hag was in the background. Rennie Hack was the one that was like establishing the press and making sure they had the 2 lines, etc., and stuff like that. So Rennie Hack was the one that was doing it. Van Nistelrooy was more just like just in the background for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's just something that he wants to do and whatnot. So let's see what happens in that one. But I think there's no excuses now. He's got a lot of people around him. We've even got that guy who's got the set piece coach from Southampton.
Oh yeah, bro. That's true. Needed that. We have been stinky on set pieces for so long.
Yo,
bro, we have been awful.
Come
on,
bro. Man.
Seriously, think about it. Like from free kicks, we don't score a lot of free kicks. Like Bruno, I don't think Bruno's a great free kick taker. I don't think we have a great free kick taker.
I would like to see Bruno not on set pieces.
Yeah, I think
who would be best to be on set pieces then?
That's what the set piece coaches got to work out. I don't know.
I think our corners are wildly inconsistent. I think our corners have been wildly inconsistent. We haven't done well. Like I read something. I'll send it to you, Brian, bro. There was something about our set pieces over the last couple of years and like how low we rank.
Yeah.
In terms of set pieces.
This guy here is meant to be the guy that who's apparently done brilliant at Southampton. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
goodness.
listen, we've
Southampton.
brought in some top people, so there shouldn't be any excuses to see an improvement in the style of football this season.
Yeah.
for
There
me,
should not be any
I'm just worried,
excuses.
when we don't have our first team, it's like,
Like you
you know
need,
what I
like
mean?
you can
Bro,
see things though. You can see certain elements where it's like, okay, you know, if we bring in this player, then like that's what you need to see for a team to improve. It's not, you shouldn't be, Manchester United at this point shouldn't be, oh, I have no idea, the whole 11 is shit. Like I don't know what we should do. It should be, okay, we're playing this certain style of football. If we get this player, the system is going to go up a level. That's what we should be looking at this season. But, you know, obviously that hasn't happened so far, last 2 seasons with Ten Hag. So hopefully this season we have a clear system and players play to it. And then it gets better as the season goes on. And no one is expecting us to, you know, win the league or anything like that. But we have to see a better style of play. We just have to be
that's
better
like,
team to watch.
A 90-minute performance, that would be great. 90 minutes of just playing well. We don't feel like we're under the cosh. Like that'd be great. I just want a couple of those. You know what I'm saying? Like honestly, I really can't remember too many performances where it was like, oh man, we felt good the whole way through.
And also Joshua Xerxes, man, he's not traveling to the tour, by the way. Which, I mean, bloody hell, man, what the flip, man. I don't know. Holland, he was okay, and then all of a sudden United come calling. Guys,
no, he's fine. He's not
fine.
injured.
He's fine. He's just yeah.
He's just not traveling. He's okay.
No,
He's not traveling. He's not hurt. He's not injured. He's not injured.
Okay, then all right. I had a feel. I heard it was his injury. So
No. He's not injured. They're just easing him in. Obviously, I don't think he's not injured at all.
So he'll be probably coming to the what's it called, the Charity Shield, then, isn't it? It won't.
Yeah. That should be the game he gets. He needs to play in that game.
Yeah.
He probably will. He probably will because
I
think Højlund. They're saying Højlund is just hamstring, so maybe he'll be back in 2 weeks. But I think we'll probably
Højlund's going to last a little. I think Højlund's going to be out for a minute. If it's if it's one of those real hamstring pulls, it's longer. It's going to be longer than 2 weeks.
It was precautionary. It was precautionary. I don't think it was a real he walked off the pitch.
Hopefully, it's not. Oh man,
we'll see. I think the Højlund one is a little more
travel for 5 days. Yeah, but at the same time, you know what I mean. If you're going to preseason, you go to preseason, isn't it? Like,
I think we'll see. I think Xerxes will start that final. Højlund will probably be on the bench, if anything. I'm not a final, the Charity Shield. So I don't know. For me, the concern is, again, we do not have a defense and we do not have a midfield that is settled. That for me is the concern in this last few weeks.
Tomorrow's
and our attack. If Ten Hag plays his favorite front three, we're in big trouble.
Oh no, 31st.
We're in big trouble. So best believe that this guy, man, all he has to do is play technically good players. Like
I think Ahmad will start the Charity Shield as well.
Yeah,
because,
I think Ahmad is so good. It's like he's so good. I can't believe that he was just rotting away on the bench last season. It's mind-boggling. Like it's actually mind-boggling.
Did you see the whole Xerxes thing saying that he's been trying to convince Musiala to come to Manchester United?
Yeah, that's impossible.
I know he's just making a joke.
He's worth a solid 150 million euros, like that or more. So,
but they will never leave him. They will never leave him.
He's never leaving Bayern Munich.
Yeah. But listen, people, we're gonna be ending it here. I'll be back live tomorrow, 11 a.m. People, Saeed TV Daily. Make sure you look out for that one. Yeah, man. Please like the video, guys. You know what I'm saying to you. We're trying to get the algorithm back up. First live stream on My United in over a week. So please do hit the like button. We've got 481. There's still nearly 700 of you in here. So we could get that at least to 500 likes, people. That'll be amazing. Big up to Mr. B, man. Thank you for coming on, man.
As always, bro. Anytime.
Big up. Tell me thank you as well, man.
Yeah, much love. Much love. Everyone make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Hey, I'm doing some content tomorrow, doing a match reaction for the Olympics, USA versus South Sudan, doing a match reaction, and then also some United content as well for the game. So just be on the lookout. My my YouTube is at WavyTemmy_. So show your boy some love, hit the follow button. We're trying to get to 500 subs. You feel me? So yeah, show your boy some love.
Yeah, man. Big up, man. Big up to you. And also big up to my guy, Brian, as well. Love, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. Nice to have you back. I know you enjoyed yourself in the US, but it's been missing the shows definitely that you do. So
Come on. Nah, big up, man.
it's good.
We'll
It's
be
good to
back.
have you back, man. But ultimately, guys, if you guys want to see more of my stuff, follow me on Twitter. That's where I'm most active on, and you can ask me questions and stuff or DM me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, great to be on the show again.
Big up, man. Big up to you guys, man. Obviously, appreciate everyone who's locked in. And yeah, I'll see you lot in the morning, people, man. Check it out. Saeed TV Daily. Man, them talk tomorrow as well. Obviously, the watch along will be 3 a.m. Oh, that's going to be a tough one. I wish
Good
I was
luck,
in
man.
America, man. That would have been fun. You know what I mean? Like, just in the evening, nice time in the evening, but 3 a.m. We got to make it feel like the UK fans, man. I'm with you now, man, because we had the game on like 5:30, 6 o'clock in
LA.
East Coast, so it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But listen, guys, smash a like on the video. I'll see you tomorrow. We're out. Hey.